The ranks of the German Bundeswehr, known collectively as Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Germany, were set up by the President with the Anordnung des Bundespräsidenten über die Dienstgradbezeichnungen und die Uniform der Soldaten on the basis of Section 4, Paragraph 3 of the Soldatengesetz. The Bundesbesoldungsordnung regulates the salary scales of all federal office holders and employees including soldiers. The ZDV 64, 10 Abkürzungen in der Bundeswehr, gives the abbreviations and a list of the abbreviations. Rank structure. In all three branches of the German armed forces there are three career paths: officers, NCOs and enlisted soldiers. Officers are subdivided into lieutenants, captains, staff officers and admirals or generals. NCOs are divided into those with or without a sword not lanyard. The names of ranks in the Army and Air Force are identical, those of the Navy and of medical officers are different. Female soldiers hold the same rank as their male counterparts. Abbreviation is still sometimes added for women, but this is wholly without legal basis. The only additions allowed are maintained in ZDV 14 5 BZW. In the ZDV 27 UA, RUA, NCO candidate, Reserve NCO candidate, FA, RFA, Sergeant candidate, Reserve Sergeant candidate, OA, ROA, Officer candidate, Reserve Officer candidate, SANA, Medical Officer candidate, Mil Musica, Military Musical Officer candidate. Retired personnel. After retirement from active duty, former career soldiers are entitled to use their former rank with the addition of the abbreviation AD. In correspondence, retired soldiers may obtain a permission to wear dress uniform on formal social occasions. While doing so, their uniform shows their non-active status by a supplemental twisted black-red-gold cord, worn on the lower end of the rank epaulets. The uniform also shows the branch and the emblem of the last unit the soldier has served in. Reservists. Reservists serving as enlisted men, NCOs or officers add DR after their rank, but only when not on active duty and in correspondence, not in speaking their rank. Like in the active duty, epaulets demonstrate rank, supplemented by a colored cord which shows the branch the soldier is serving. Special additional cord colors are silver, Offizieren-Water gold, Feldwebel-Water black-red gold. Reservist Außerhalb Dienstverhältnisofficer, Sergeant or NCO candidates in the reserve add ROA, RFA or RUA, while active officer, sergeant or NCO candidates add OA, FA or UA. Reservists have the same promotion periods and service times as active soldiers. Reservists can go through a part of military exercises when they are summoned to join a unit. Table of ranks. Army and Air Force rank insignia are worn on both shoulders. See also article. Rank insignia of the German Bundeswehr. Enlisted personnel. Enlisted personnel were largely made up of conscripts serving their term, which could be voluntarily extended to a maximum total of 23 months. Since July 2011, compulsory military service has now been suspended during peacetime. Since this was replaced by a purely voluntary service, still a large part of the enlisted personnel are serving less than 2 years. Starting as Schütze or trooper, a promotion to Gefreiter rank is expected after primary recruit training. After an additional 3 months of service, a soldier is usually promoted to Obergefreiter rank unless they fail even most basic requirements. Enlisted soldiers will usually receive their Hauptgefreiter promotion after 9 months to award outstanding performance or after 12 months of service. To be promoted Stabsgefreiter, a soldier requires at least 3 years of enlisted service. With higher qualification, it is also possible to be promoted to Hauptgefreiter by the first day. Soldiers may opt to sign long-term contracts as enlisted soldiers, but most enlisted soldiers serving long terms in fact applied for NCO careers but failed their training requirements and opted to serve their term as enlisted soldiers rather than being released from service immediately. To be promoted to Oberstabsgefreiter, a soldier requires at least 4 years of enlisted service. The most important distinction between NCOs and enlisted men is that the latter cannot give any order even to lower-ranking soldiers unless specific circumstances apply. The rank soldat is replaced by ranks specific to their Truppengattung: Flieger, Mann; Funker, Signaler; Grenadier, Grenadier; Jäger, Ranger; Kanonier, Gunner; Bombardier; Matros, Seaman; Sailor; Pionier, Engineer; Panzerfunkermech; Radioman; Panzergrenadiermech; Grenadier; Panzerjäger, Tank Destroyer; Hunter; Panzerkanonier, Armor Gunner; Panzerpionier, Armor Pioneer; Panzerschütze, Tanker; Armor Rifleman; Panzersoldat, Tanker; Sanitätssoldat, Medic; Schütze, Rifleman. Non-commissioned officers (NCOs) play an important role in the Heer as they are entrusted the command of most sub-company units. They often are referred to as the backbone of the army. Especially Feldwebels and above carry similar responsibilities officers have. This is largely due to the German military doctrine of Auftragstaktik. German orders usually do not include specific instructions, but rather a task, the available time and the available means. This gives leaders of smaller units a great deal of freedom and responsibility. Since the ancient time of Prussian army, the non-commissioned officers or sub-officers of German armies are distinguished into A. Unteroffizier ohne Portipe, B. Unteroffizier mit Portipe. These terms originate from the tradition that Prussian NCOs from the rank of Feldwebel upwards were entitled to bear a lanyard on their saber. Soldiers have the possibility to start with the rank of an Unteroffizier or even Stabsunteroffizier if they already have a civil apprenticeship which qualifies them for any army equivalent position. Civil master craftsmen of army-relevant jobs may directly start as Feldwebel. The army decides depending on the availability of positions. The promotion to Oberfeldwebel is regularly given after 1 year as Feldwebel. Any higher rank requires a certain amount of years in the previous rank and performance. Soldiers serving for at least 12 years have the chance to become a Hauptfeldwebel. These rules apply for Navy sub-officers in the same way. Officer education in the Army. Career officers usually start out as enlisted personnel with the lowest rank in one of the 3 officer candidate battalions of the German Army located in Hummelberg, Ida Oberstein and Munster. After 6 months of officer candidate training course in these battalions, containing basic military drill, military law and history, the officer candidates proceed with the Officers Course 1. These are held at the Officers' School in Dresden for 3 months, followed by a 10-week period for training English and 3 months of active service. The so-called Truppenkommando is regular soldier in a military unit. After 15 months, the officer candidates attend one of the 2 universities of the German Federal Armed Forces in Munich and Hamburg to attain a master's degree after 4 years of study. After promotion to lieutenant, they continue with the Officers Course 2 at the Army Officers School and the Officers Course 3 at their respective branch schools. Furthermore, they attend required special training courses like a survival or driving school for the different vehicles of their branch. When this 6-year training is concluded, the officers are promoted to Oberleutnant and transferred to their army units for regular service. Officer education in the Air Force. In the Air Force, the career starts at the Air Force Academy in Fürstenfeldbruck near Munich. The basic officers' training consists of 11 months of basic training, military drill, theoretical education and a few weeks in a Luftwaffe Ausbildungsregiment as a deputy instructor with the rank of Obergefreiter OA. With the completion of the Offizierschule der Luftwaffe, they are promoted to Fahnen and Junker and either start with their studies at one of the 2 universities in Munich and Hamburg or start with their basic flight training. Field grade officers. In order to be promoted to major, the officers have to complete successfully a course called Stabsoffizier-Lehrgang. It takes a minimum of 10 years of officer's service to become a major. Oberstleutnant is the standard final rank for career officers, which can be awarded after 17 years of service. The salary of this rank depends on the respective function. Oberst is the highest field grade rank. Officers in General Staff Service, about 1.5% of each cohort, are chosen to take part in the General Stabs-Lehrgang at the Führungsakademie der Bundeswehr at Hamburg. This course lasts 2 years, after the completion of which the participants put AIG after their rank, meaning im Generalstabsdienst. Having completed this course, the minimum rank those officers achieve is usually Oberst. The General Stabs-Lehrgang is a necessary requirement for the promotion to a general's rank. German Navy naval officers. Notable cases: medical officers. The specialty badge is different for medicine, dentistry, veterinary medicine and pharmacy. The head of the snake points forward, i.e., the direction the soldier is facing. Versions for officers of the medical service, including officer candidates: Sanitätssoldatsanner, Gefreiter-Sanner, Oberfeldwebel-Sanner, Fähnrich-Sanner, Lieutenant-Sanner, Stabsarzt, Oberstabsapotheker, Flottenarzt, Oberfeldarzt, Oberstveterinär, Generalarzt, Generalstabsarzt, Generaloberstabsarzt. Medial officers of the Army. Medical officers of the German Navy: Admiral Oberstabsarzt, Admiral Stabsarzt, Admiralarzt, Flottenarzt, and the former. Wehrmacht requires explanation. The reason is that in the early modern period, a company would be commanded by a captain, with assistance of a lieutenant and a Wachtmeister. A regiment, on the other hand, would be commanded by a colonel, with assistance of a lieutenant colonel and an Oberstwachtmeister. A whole army, then, quite logically, was commanded by a general, with assistance of a lieutenant general and a general Wachtmeister. When for the Oberstwachtmeister the name Major became common, it was also adapted to the General Wachtmeisters, which then became Majors General while still inferior to Lieutenants General.